So on the back here, I always write on the back. I've done this on every painting since I was like, I don't know, 6. My mum would make me do it, but then I didn't think I was going to be an artist, obviously. But then you become an artist, and it's something I've kept up, and now it's a fun quirk. But it began from like my mom sort of saying, write your name, write how old you are. Shaqúelle Mervyn Howard Whyte, age 25, October 2025. On to the next, the breakup is the piece, and then that's my scrawl of a signature. My name's Shaqúelle Whyte. I'm originally from Wolverhampton. I'm living in London, and we're currently in my studio in Dalston, East London. Every day you come in, it's like you're reacting to what you previously left, trying to give work space to breathe, and also trying to figure out how to get into the nooks and crannies of it all. The solo show is called 9 Nights Strange Fruit, and the origin of the idea came from my exploration of my grandfather's passing. And 9 Nights is the chronicling of how in Jamaican culture how we bury our dead, and the time in which we take to do so and to celebrate a person's life. But Strange Fruit, obviously taken from the Nina Simone song, but then originally from the poem. I just found it quite interesting to explore and sort of like figure out my own thoughts and feelings. I'm not necessarily trying to come up with any kind of answers, but I'm just sort of like trying to just lay it all out and go from there. I've been to funerals of family members or friends of family members, but this chronicling is a little bit more sort of like, it becomes more abstract because like I'm not depicting the exact 9 days of 9 nights, and I'm not chronicling the exact images of my grandfather's passing. It's the feeling because I wasn't there, but then what I understand is the ramifications. And so through that lens, it comes an imagined history to then try and understand the present day. I work on multiple paintings, but not too many. Like about 2 to 3 paintings at a time. There's a lot of painting, but there's not a lot of different colours. And a lot of it is down to Rothko. Because it's almost like if he can make a painting that's just this, then like, it just makes me more particular over how I use colour, and rather I try to build dimension through paint. I want to make paintings which sort of like hum, and I don't want them to hum because of the way in which the surface is used and then what the painting's about, but I don't necessarily want to be confronted with like a ton of paint. I can want 4 things and when going into trying to make a painting, but ultimately like I get humbled quite quickly. You come to the painting and it ultimately tells you how you want to be going about it, and you're reacting to the making. What's important within source finding is to almost like understand that it is just a source, and that's what comes back to the idea that like when you come to painting's happening in front of you, not to the side of you. And so like the references support the painting. More often than not, like they end up in a corner, under a rock, like under a bridge, while you're trying to attack the thing. But like they do begin from somewhere, and like it's not a linear line. Like you come to a reference and you're there, like it might be a reference that you've had for years, or it might be a reference that you have to go out and seek in order to actualize the painting. Studio practice for me is consistency, and I think that's probably everything else within that, whether it's just a day of looking or whether it's a day of like actually being engaged in paint, and where you're pushing, reading, looking at books and going from there. Like they're all as equally as important. And I just find myself sort of like going, okay, that's what practice is. I don't know.